Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the Washington Capitals versus Colorado Avalanche game. An injury update, we're missing Val Nichushkin tonight as he was involved in a car accident that was reported after the game. Also for the injury updates, we've seen both Taves and Kiviranta skating before the practice the other day. The Avs have been in a little bit of a rough patch to start the year, and Landy going down doesn't seem to have helped. This game needs to be a huge step up from that Nashville game. As Coach Bednar put it, there's no positives from the last game. Starting in net for Washington is Lindgren, and in net for Colorado is Scott Wedgwood. 2 minutes in, Solovyov takes an early holding penalty. During that penalty kill, Nelson gets a breakaway, but the defender forces him to his backhand on a bad shot. A couple minutes after that penalty was killed, Makar would dance Leonard at the blue line. Makar would then get a shot off through traffic, Kelly gets a tip, and the Avs have a 1-0 lead. About a minute later, Beauvillier skates by Wedgwood and catches his stick. Wedgwood instantly drops his stick, but Beauvillier skates over it and trips on it. At this point, Wedgwood's stick's about 5 feet away from him, but the ref still calls him for tripping. And I think that was a really bad call that ends up costing the Avs 30 seconds into that power play. Chychrun would get a shot from the point through a double screen, and it's in. With about 4 minutes left in the first period, Manson dumps down Nick Dowd. Ovi charges at Manson, but as soon as he looks at Manson in the eye, he backs down. Manson does end up with a high sticking penalty after all that, though. The Avs are able to kill that one off pretty easily, though. We come to the end of the first period where the Avs has some penalty trouble. They spent 6 minutes in the box, but they did outshoot the Capitals 11-10. A couple minutes into the second period, Manson lays a huge hit on Faravari. That hit by Manson leads to Colorado transitioning the puck into the Washington Capitals' end. They got a couple dominating shifts out of it before the Capitals took a penalty. Chychrun would get a 4-minute double minor for high sticking. The Avs couldn't do anything with the first 2 minutes, but when the first unit got its second chance, it came out flying. McKinnon tries entering the zone at full speed as he gets a drop pass from Natchez. McKinnon goes right around Protas, goes right to the net, and scores. A couple minutes after that goal, Girard would have a shot blocked, and instead of both guys going after the puck, they just kind of tied each other up. This would lead to both guys getting a penalty, and we play 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. As 4-on-4 expires, Wedgwood has to make 3 huge saves to keep the Avs up by 1. A minute later, Protas would stick his hip out on Bardakov and get called for tripping. The Avs make some good passing plays on this power play, but they only get 1 shot. A couple minutes later, there's a faceoff in the Capitals' end. Nelson would win it back to Manson. Manson puts a shot on net, Olofsson cleans up the rebound, and now the Avs are up by 2. That 2-goal lead was short-lived, though. 17 seconds later, Nelson would turn the puck over to Ovi. Ovi feeds it out front to Ethan Frank, and he buries it. And it's nice to see the hometown kid score. We come to the end of the second, and this time it's the Caps that have penalty trouble. The Avs dominated the second period, even doubled the Caps in shots 16-8. 4 minutes into the third, Strome gets a breakaway, and he blows an edge as Malinsky is chasing him down. A couple seconds after that, Chychrun would try for a moonshot and send this puck out of the rink. This would put the Avs on a power play for 2 minutes. 30 seconds into that power play, there's a pretty soft call against the Capitals that would put the Avs up 5-on-3. That's okay though, because the refs make it equally a soft call when they call Nelson for hooking. Now it's just a 4-on-3 for 1 minute. Right out of the box, Colton finds Nelson on a 1-on-1. He puts a nice move on Sandin, but can't beat Lindgren. About halfway through the first period, Natchez fumbles a puck right to Ovechkin in the slot. This would also be the first shot that the Capitals get of the third period. They wouldn't have another shot until the 3-minute mark. This was the Caps' first shot of the third period, and they wouldn't have another one until there's 3 minutes remaining in the third period. 9 minutes left in the game, and there's a faceoff in the Capitals zone. The Avs run a setup play off the faceoff. McKinnon feeds Makar, and he beats Lindgren. As Lindgren goes for this save, he loses both of his gloves. Washington takes a minute to review the call, and I think we know why Lindgren lost both of his gloves. After their timeout, the Capitals challenge for a goaltender interference, and it's a quick review, and it's overturned. Looking at the replay, Natchez does slash the goalie's stick out of his hands, so I get why the goal came off the board. That one was also a pretty soft call. After a very softly called game, you hear "ref you suck" chants coming from the crowd. But hey, at least they've been consistently bad all night. After that goal gets pulled off the board, the Avs go right back to work. About a minute and a half after the goal gets pulled off the board, McKinnon would go down, strip a puck off a Capitals player. 2 seconds later, he feeds it to Leckie and it's in the back of the net. And for the second time this season, McKinnon hits the point to the goal celly. This is the second time this season a goal has been pulled off the board and McKinnon's line has instantly got it back for them. And his celly both times was to point at the net. 4 minutes later, the Caps would have another turnover. This time it's to Natchez. Once again, 2 seconds later, it's over to McKinnon and in the back of the net. That's McKinnon's 1100th career point. With 18 seconds left, Olofsson has a breakaway, but the goalie trips him. So the Avs finish this game off on the power play, and they just send out the fourth line. This game was pretty entertaining, even if there was a lot of soft calls by the refs. I'm not sure the last time that I watched a game where both goalies got a penalty. Overall, it was a good bounce back game for the Avs. Next game is Wednesday against the Ducks. See you then.